said don't do crystal meth in the bathroom all night long.
That's my opinion!
He will never emotionally fulfill you.
Because I don't want to be a part of it.
Go to sleep! Go to sleep!
Close your legs to married men, trash box.
I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Welcome to Morally Corrupt. Happy Tuesday, everyone. This is our news version of the show. And as you know, every week I am joined by a wonderful guest. And this week is no exception. I have Farai Bennett on the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's good to see you and not in passing.
Right. The last time I was at Bravo Fan Fest, right?
Yeah, so that was a while back.
Yeah.
So,
almost a year ago, actually.
That was almost a year ago. Time is flying. But I do feel like we're just like be at random places. Like I saw you at a people party and that was like last year too. Maybe I haven't been on the scene that much this year. If the last time, like maybe that's my fault.
I feel like now there's so many events and everyone's cross-pollinating. We can't see each other all the time. Yeah.
No, I don't think I'm on the scene. But one thing I do know is we are usually on the same Bravo scene. Like you said, last time we saw each other was Fan Fest. You are known as an online creator. Where can everybody follow you?
Yes, on TikTok and on Instagram at Farai Bennett on all platforms. Oh, and on Threads.
Oh, all right, and on Threads. I'm so on Threads right now.
I'm so on Threads
what took me so long to join the community? It's such a happy, peaceful, intellectually challenging place. I haven't encountered one troll yet.
No trolls,
one.
no nothing. No one says anything. It's like so crazy because I feel like Instagram comments and Thread comments are like vastly different.
So
I also
different.
say the same about like Instagram and TikTok. Like the comments are vastly different.
Yes. And you can follow him on all those socials and get all his hot takes. Very fun follow. But we're going to get into all things Bravo, which you do cover on your social channels as well. But before we get into that, I have a couple of questions for you. You are hosting your own ultimate girls trip. Who are you having? Who are you inviting?
I'm inviting
five housewives.
I'm inviting all the Miami girls. All the Miami girls. We're all gonna have. Every time I watch Miami, I'm like, I have to hang out with these girls, party with these girls, have them tell me their deepest, darkest secrets, like about the AC. Like I need everything from them. I love
the AC.
Every one of them.
Do you believe the explanation behind AC?
No.
Okay. And here's the thing.
And
to
like
be clear,
Lisa. I love Lisa. Like Lisa is like the ultimate.
She's great for the show. And to be clear, we're not saying what we think they're referring to. We just don't think it's actually air conditioning.
No. And I've been to Miami.
Right.
I know how people get to going in Miami. Like, doesn't matter. Without
any shame.
Yeah.
Without
I'm not
any
judging
shame.
them. I just don't believe them. And that's totally fine.
Yeah. It was odd. And there's a reason they kept that in. Right?
Yeah.
Like normally that wouldn't have even been a thing. There was so much else that was going on at that party.
I think the
then I'm
anger,
gonna be
Jody
messy.
has businesses. Like, of course. It's AC.
It's AC. But also like y'all should have had a hand signal. But whatever. That's neither here or there. They're new. They're new to being mic'd up and all those things. Then I'm gonna be messy. If you're inviting the whole cast of Miami and you have to leave one, who is it that's not getting an invitation?
Julia.
Ooh. Now, was that before her outburst that she now claims she's suffering PTSD, which we will get into? Or is that before or after?
That's before.
Okay. Fair. And I'm not going to argue against it. I don't know. If I had to like one, because I love the whole cast too. If there was one, if I'm going to base it off of this season alone, someone who I adore, but I am truly disappointed with their performance. And I don't know if that is what production is choosing to give us or if it's just they weren't just giving as much as they do because I found them so interesting last season. I'm going to say Kiki. Kiki was not giving us enough.
I was gagged by that. Why? I feel like she gave more this season than last.
Just because her dad was there? No. Last season was the first time we learned more about Kiki because they always make Kiki the one who's willing to try different foods or sexually charged. Last season, it was like we saw her children. We found out she had multiple children. We learned about her heritage. Well, we knew she was Haitian, but just like growing up more. We learned about Kiki as a person, not Kiki as a Real Housewife.
But Kiki's a friend also. So it's like...
They reduced her
know.
back outside of the storyline with her dad. I felt like, and she does explain, you know, she gets quiet halfway through the season because of the things that she's going through off air. But I just felt like, especially at the reunion, that kind of said it all. She was reduced to sex, which she's celibate, and eating random things. I don't know. I wanted more from her. So based off this season, I'm going to say Kiki.
Wait, no
Sorry.
way. I love her. She's the one who I'd want to hang out
her.
with the most.
I love her.
But I love
her.
that I kind of like the friends on the show because I like that we don't know much about them, but we get like the fun parts of them. Like I like that they're relaxed being friends. No one's really trying too hard to like be the housewife, I feel.
Correct. My criticism is that Kiki is so interesting that I want more from her. That's the thing.
Right.
You gave us a little bit more, and then I feel like it dialed back, and I want more because I do find her so interesting and likable and funny and stunning, and I just like want more of Kiki.
Do you think she'll be a housewife though?
I get scared because of what I will refer to as the Marlo effect.
I know. Yeah.
Marlo was so great as a friend. And the moment they gave her that peach, we never saw her again.
No, we never saw her
know
again.
what I
She
mean?
was trying too hard. But I feel like that has a lot to do with Marlo's cast and who she was up against versus like this cast. Like if everybody knows her and Kiki is the housewife, I feel like the only thing she really has to perfect is her personal story. Everything else is kind of like she has that in the bag. And I feel like since her and her cast are actually real friends, that makes all the difference versus like by the time Marlo became a housewife on, I feel like if Marlo became a housewife on Atlanta during like season 4 or 5 era, she could have done her own thing and been her own person. Whereas like now she really had to prove it. And like she was with all these people that didn't really, honestly, Marlo was with a lot of people who didn't really want to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta anymore. So like she had nothing really to work.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I will give that to you. But yeah, I just don't want to see Kiki. And I don't think Kiki and Marlo are not the same person at all. It's just a fear because I like Kiki so much. I don't want that to happen to her.
But look at Angie K. Look at Angie K. Angie K's thriving.
But Angie K is next level.
I love
it. Nobody has become a friend, gone from friend of that I can think of to being a full housewife and had the impact and continues to consistently have the impact that Angie K has.
I used to hate Angie K, by the way. I used to hate
I wasn't
Angie
a fan.
K. And now and then last season I was like, oh, she got me.
You know why? Because we needed a full version of her.
Yeah.
So see, like with Marlo and Kiki, maybe we just need a friend of version. And that's how they continue to thrive and we like them. But with the Angie K, we need the whole thing to understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. TBD. Okay, last question I'll ask you before we dive into some of this news of the week, because we have a lot. Which of these do you wish was released from the Bravo vault? The identification of Soup Man from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City or Ultimate Girls Trip Morocco? That footage that we never saw.
Morocco.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Because I
question.
don't think Soup Man exists.
No,
I don't
he
think that
doesn't
that's a real
exist.
thing.
Morocco, I want Morocco to come out so then we can decide what was what. That's what should have happened the entire time.
Yeah.
The audience decides what was the issue and then we go from there.
I just can't. I don't know if that has ever happened in the history of Bravo. Like that I know we've never just lost a whole season. I know that.
Right.
But,
and it feels like a waste of money not to release it at this point.
Yeah. Give some of it.
Bad?
Why couldn't you just take out, they're wrapped up in a lawsuit with it, right? Like it's almost like, because at first I was gonna say, why can't you just take out that scene, that episode, or right when you get to it, just say the cameras, like due to, I don't know, legal action, we're not allowed to proceed showing the rest of this footage, and that moves on. Give us something. Like the fact that we got Caroline back, I want that.
I get why they don't take out the episode though, because it's like then it like loses the context, and it's like I know. I
well,
get
then
that.
lead us to the bathroom door.
Yeah,
and
then it's like after the bathroom door happened. Yeah, that would actually be fun.
So then the cameras pick up, and then everyone's like giving their own version of what happened and talking about it. Like that's what I want.
Yeah, that would be its own meme.
Due to ongoing legal, legal proceedings, we are not allowed to show the following footage. Boom. And then we come back and it's like,
and then it's like everyone's like awry. Like
Right. We don't even need to hear from Caroline and Brandy. Like, let's just get to the people who were there and involved in the he said, she said, and the allegation. Allegedly, this happened.
That was such a good
idea.
Cast. I've never thought of that, actually, just like the Flash.
Yes. Or can we make it like a story time at BravoCon? I don't know.
Right.
All right, let's get into some of the news of the week. Now, the news that has really been, at least all over my social media since it was announced, is all what's coming out, or at least like a response from, we'll get into it, Ashley Darby. She gonna change her last name? Interesting.
No, that's like her name now.
Okay. I said it out loud and then I thought, I wonder if she'll change her name. But yeah, it's just the reaction and the fallout from since it's been announced that Wendy and Eddie Osefo have been charged with numerous criminal charges. And there's all this speculation. We know that Bravo has now either not going to release the wife swap episode. We know it was pulled because it was supposed to be the premiere episode. TBD if they'll ever show it or if they'll just show it later. We don't know. Wendy and Eddie's, there has been a statement from some sort of representative saying that they're looking for their day in court. But yesterday, Wendy posted and she posted on Instagram and she said, and through it all, God remains faithful. Thank you for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers for myself, and most importantly, my family during this time. Eddie posted on social media something similar to that as well. What do you think about all of this? Because Ashley came out and said, because I guess the cameras picked back up filming since this was announced. So what she said was being filmed. So it's like, well, were you doing that for the cameras or is this how you really feel? But she's like, this isn't news to me. This is just news to y'all. Like, do you think she really knew about it? Do you think some of the other women knew about it? Like, what's your take on all this? And do you believe, are you like Jessie Woo, who I so want to talk to about this, who's like, I am Team Wendy, I believe you, or are you like, I don't know, Wendy?
Okay, so I will say, like, I don't wish any harm on, like, Wendy and her family, like, at all. Like, but I will say, like, okay, like, the proof, it was just kind of in the pudding. Like, no one gets swapped in your neighborhood. Like, and I also feel like you were caught returning the items. Like, no one would indict you if they weren't, like, really doing all of this. So, also, like, I've been telling people as a joke, I'm like, insurance fraud is so easy to do. Not that I would do it, don't condone it, but it's, like, it's so easy. So the fact that you got caught doing it, and, like, you kind of have, when you do anything like that, you kind of have to, like, cross your P's and Q's, right? So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. But another thing that I feel bad for Wendy for is, like, everyone's been saying, like, online, like, I can't believe she was capable of something like this. Or I can't believe, like, I thought she held herself to a higher standard. Like, it must suck, like, as a person to realize that people had such high hopes for you, or, like, they didn't think of you, like, in that way. And that's probably, like, the most disappointing thing of, like, the whole thing is, like, people thought she was, like, above this. So to know that, like, she may have done this, it's like, I don't understand how this could be a fluke. Like, oh, we'll see how it goes in court. I'm like, I mean, you're a lawyer. You tell me.
I mean, I think you just made the comment that insurance fraud is kind of easy to do. You know, if you've ever lost something, not that either one of us are guilty of that or in any way, but I have lost something where I had to claim it. And I just remember being like, oh, that was a really easy process. And I think that that's kind of what you're referring to. So the fact that they made up this elaborate story, you know, allegedly 16 items were reported to be missing. It's alleged that, or at least they're reporting that 15 of them have been found. Allegedly, Wendy's wearing one of them in social media posts. As you said, they've been caught returning them. It's just kind of like,
and
even
then when they raided her
story,
house, like, she still had some of the items, and I'm like, I don't know, doll. That sounds like, I don't know if it's jail. I don't think it should be, but I'm like,
well, let me just say this. I'm not going to be a proponent for somebody going to jail, but I do believe that they should be held accountable if this is proven to be true. I mean, there was even the thing of like, oh, they allegedly came through the window and, you know, and on the roof. And if they had done that, there would have been dirt on top of the toilet that they used. And when the police reenacted it, they had dirt on the toilet, but there was no dirt on the toilet when they came to investigate. And Wendy and Eddie both were like, we haven't touched anything. It's as is. There's just a lot of surrounding it. And what I will say is, I feel like maybe because, to your point, insurance fraud is like, for a lot of people probably get away with it. They probably thought nobody would pay attention to it.
Right. I mean, if she was the regular
if it happened,
person, maybe she could have gotten away with it, but like you're on TV, you're wearing all your jewelry, you're posting most days, and then you're wearing the ring on the show. And I'm just like, I don't know, we could have thought a little smarter. As far as Ashley goes, I feel like Ashley should have just really said nothing. Like, that is also just low-hanging fruit. Like, why don't you wait for it to be proven in the courts? Like, do you really hate her that much? Like, the thing is, like, people are judging Wendy who don't know her, obviously. And, like, we're sitting here being like, oh, my God, like, how dumb of her to do that, right? But it's like, you actually know this person. So, like, and you, like, know her kids and stuff. So, like, why did you have to say that? Like, it didn't have to be, like, that serious. Like, I don't know. Like, saying it to Giselle is one thing. But saying it to, like, a crowd of people who don't know the situation, like, that was kind of a lot.
Right. It just allows you to incite hate and plays into certain stereotypes. And I would say, you know, I was shocked to hear it because it's like, if what is being alleged is true, I am like, how could you have been that stupid? I'm sorry. I've been around Wendy. I have talked to Wendy. I think she comes off totally different in person than she does on the show. Like, I have had great conversations with her off camera, super encouraging of women, super supportive, has given me good advice when I've been around her. When we were in Miami for Bravo Fan Fest, I really had a beautiful conversation with her. And so it's like, I know you don't know what people do behind closed doors, and I do hope they get a chance to prove, you know, to make their arguments and to defend themselves, because it seems like they want to in court. At the end of the day, I keep thinking about the children. Like, where do you go from here? Will she be able to keep being on Bravo? If she's not, that's a paycheck that's lost. Eddie is an attorney. Will Eddie be able to continue to work in law? You know. It's like, so what happens with the children? How will they be able to provide? These are things that I keep thinking about. I do think the court is going to try to make an example of them, where, to your point, maybe they wouldn't have if it was a civilian. But yeah, you know, we'll just keep our eyes on this. And you know, Bravo does not miss a beat. The fact that they picked up the cameras and kept it moving. I wonder if Wendy filmed with the cameras. I don't know if that's being reported or not. In other news, Potomac news, another topic of conversation is Stacey. Stacey is a wonderful addition to Potomac. Whether she frustrates you or not, she is everything we want in a housewife. Truly, everything. She is a liar, and I'm sorry, I do believe that. And it can get to a point, and I'm hoping it doesn't, where I will say it's too much for the show. But right now, it's just enough. So I need her to just like stay in this space. I don't need any more lies. Let me just deal with the lies that you're giving to me right now. That's what I need. But one of the lies that she has been, alleged lies, I should say now, she's been accused of. So to Stacey's point, to give her some credibility, one of the things is that she wasn't ever really divorced. And in this last episode, we saw Giselle say, well, where's the seal? This looks like she went to an app and made this up. And then TMZ, doing the Lord's work, found out that Stacey is definitely divorced, found the legal documents, and saw that they divorced last year. There's a final decree. It was entered on December 16th, but it remains under seal, something I wish totally would happen in my own divorce. And yeah, so like—
Do you pay extra for that, by the way?
I don't know, but I so wanted a private judge, a private, like us to mediate privately and deal all of that, but he wanted the hoopla. He wanted all the smoke, which did not work out in his favor. But he would have always gotten the money, because the law is on his side. But the reputation is damaged, honey. That's something that's priceless. But should we be screaming justice for Stacey? Maybe Stacey's telling the truth about other things as with TJ now, because she has been— I truly believed that Stacey was not divorced until this information came out.
Okay, I believe her about her divorce, and I always did kind of believe her, because for me, there's nothing for her to lie about. I feel like looking up the divorce stuff, I feel like anyone can seal whatever they want with their divorce if they have like the right attorney or like whatever. I don't think it's really anyone's business. When it comes to TJ, she doesn't have an explanation for that. She can't even come up and say like, oh, this is what was happening. This is what was not. Like, she didn't even try to think of an excuse, which is almost crazy. Like, you would think she would have had like the energy to like come and be like, no, this is what happened, or at least come up with a good lie and like maybe have people think about it. But she had nothing. She just said like, well, you know, that's my truth and whatever. We're moving on now. And I was like, wait, are we? So it's like, but it's so funny because the girls clown and what Stacey's doing really isn't that bad. I feel like there's worse crimes on Potomac, to be completely honest. But I don't think like, I mean, I don't think the girls like really need an explanation that bad anymore. I feel like they're just bullying her at this point. They just want her to like, they're doing this whole like, oh, she's lying. But it's like, are you mad that she's a liar? Are you mad more that like she's kind of like a star on this show? Like, but it's all based off lies. Like, I don't think anyone really comes to Housewives being like, oh, I love this person because she's so truthful. Like, I think.
You do make a really good point. I mean, there could be some, oh, Stacey's a breakout star, and it is based off of untruths. So that is, maybe there's a little bit of jealousy in regards to her being a star, but also anger in the fact that it's based off of fabrications. But I do understand why there is this need to question everything that Stacey says, or, you know, whatever along that same line, because the TJ thing, I do believe. I believe TJ. None of it made sense. From the moment TJ popped on the show, it was like, okay, you don't want people to know that you're dating, but you brought this guy on the show. Even your best friend, who's on this season as well, was questioning you being with TJ. He was like, what is this? TJ in no way seemed attracted to you. It didn't even seem like he liked you.
TJ didn't strike me as someone was all there with her and what she had to offer.
I get where you're going with that. I think that's part of the reason he came out and said something, because a lot of people started to assume certain things about TJ, but TJ was playing a part. Also, it seems like so was Stacey. And you know, the alleged actress also was saying, no, there was some sort of agreement between the two of them. So I do think because of that, I'm like, well, maybe she wasn't divorced. It seems that there's this idea that she fabricates storylines. So why would she not fabricate the storyline of getting divorced at the same time? Like
Right.
Maybe she was always going to, if she got a season 2, go back to her husband, because that was going to give her another storyline. It fits. It makes sense. But
I get why the whole getting back together with her husband story gives everybody else pause, though, because that storyline does kind of look a little shady to me always when someone does it. I'm like, oh, you just happen to be getting back together with your husband after this tumult. I just don't believe in all of that. I'm like, I feel like that happens to one person and one person. Like when Nene and Greg did it, that was like,
I knew you were going to go there.
But like when everybody else does it, I'm like, this doesn't seem real to me. Like, what do you mean? You're getting back together with him after all that, all the attorney's fees, you're just like, JK? No.
Yeah.
That's just not it. That's just, you don't just get back together with someone like that. Like,
I mean, unless it's like they tried it with other people and it didn't work and there's a comfort in being with each other. I mean, weren't they married for like 16 years? I don't know.
That is a long time. And so maybe they jumped to the gun. But don't you separate for that reason if you don't know? Like when Giselle did it with Jamal, I was like, Giselle, you're not getting back together.
Exactly. Yeah. People were like, yeah. And Monique put the nail in the coffin for that. Like she definitely couldn't even go back after that. Right. Or pretend anymore after that.
And Robin and Juan, it's like Robin and Juan have 2 nickels to rub together. So that makes more sense. But like, what's the reasoning here? Like you have one child, she'll be fine.
Yeah, I understood why Robin and Juan got back together. They've been together since high school. That made a lot of sense to me. And then he tried it, allegedly, but it seems like he went out there, didn't like what he saw and came back. That's what it feels like.
Right.
Okay, you talked about your girl Julia and said that's who you would eliminate.
My
from
girl.
Your ultimate girls from your ultimate girls trip. Even though you would keep everybody. I just asked you the one person who had to go. But Julia's back in Bravo News because she's saying she is now seeking treatment for PTSD. She admitted that her on-camera outburst came from, quote, years of trauma she'd never faced, mostly around the death of her son. We do remember the episode where she did have to talk about losing her son as a baby. And there's a lot of mystery around that because she was not there when the child passed away. And it was at the hands of someone else. And so when she did have to talk about it, I remember she just, and rightfully so, just broke down in such a traumatic way because it was such a traumatic experience. But I guess there's a series of never seen before heated outbursts. From the reunion, some of that was shown at the reunion. Yeah, some of that was shown at the reunion. I guess also the scenes not shown by producers and the network and edit came off the heels of a much talked about moment this season that did make air. during a tense disagreement, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the Gertie thing is what they're talking about. How do you feel about Julia? Well, one, let me ask you, how did you feel about Julia making the outburst about the relationship alleged between her and Adriana, that they were intimate sexually? And what do you make of her now saying she has PTSD and all of this is related to the incident of losing her son tragically?
Okay, so before this all came out, I was like, could do without Julia next season. Like, liar, weirdo, don't care about the farm, don't care about the goats, don't care about Martina, don't care about the adoption, like just kind of over it. Then I found out this was a lover's quarrel. And I was like, I'm kind of back. So first of all, it was a last ditch effort on like Julia's part to bring that up, because like, what was and then the fact that she's like, everyone's like, does Martina know? She goes, she does. And like, I told her that like, I needed to do this because Adriana's blackmailing me. And I'm like, I don't think Adriana was ever going to blackmail her with that information. If she would have done it years ago. And like, that was just crazy. It feels like more like, there's no way she thought that. I feel like she did it as a last ditch effort. One, she wanted to gag the live. She like, and she did.
And she did.
Yeah. And then two, she wanted to like kind of, it's kind of crazy because like, it's like she almost wanted to like invigorate their storyline almost. Like, oh, now we have this thing. Here's the context that's missing. But I don't think she did it because she thought she was going to tell her. Like, because if anything, when you watch all the footage back, Julia's telling more of what happened than Adriana is. And then Adriana's confused because I don't think Adriana's lying about the hookup. I just don't think Adriana knows the difference what like gay sex is in woman terms. I think she gets confused. That's what I literally took away from her. She goes, well, I didn't really do that. Like, I just like did this. I'm like, okay, so you guys had sex. You just don't know that like is penetration. Got it. Okay, so yeah, no. And then
that's exactly how I took that part too.
Yeah. So I loved that. It's annoying that Julia used that as a last ditch effort. But what I love the most about the whole thing is how the other girls on Adriana's couch were laughing, like because they were like, Julia, like you didn't really like think that she was gonna blackmail you with that. Like it just.
I do believe that. I actually do believe that. I don't think Adriana was ever going to say anything, but I absolutely believe that behind closed doors, she would be like,
you think she dangled the fruit?
You're my friend. Yeah, you're my friend. You need to have my back. Like, you don't want all this stuff getting out there. Your secrets about your own infidelity, what we did. I do think that she probably said that a few times. I don't know if that's what she was referring to on the finale episode when she was like, you don't want me to go there. But Adriana's very big on loyalty. And she always has been. So I think I believe her when she's like, I brought you on here. You didn't have anything before I brought you on this show. You didn't know those women. So if she can say that out loud, then definitely saying it behind closed doors. Definitely saying that. Well, look, I hope Julia gets the help that she needs. If she's got
PTSD, that's malarkey. I'm like, you don't.
And she says she has it. I'm not gonna fight her on it. I hope you said it now. Let's hope you get the help you need. I expect on next season to see you in therapy, going to therapy, working on your PTSD.
Off camera. We don't need a Portia situation where she was going to anger management.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see you take it seriously because PTSD is a real thing. And so if you're going to be vulnerable in talking about your secret relationship with Adriana and other people, and now be vulnerable about you going through something that is affecting your mental health, then all right, let's see you act on these things. So, right. I'm looking forward to a new and improved Julia, if nothing else, for the sake of those two little boys. Okay,
right.
For the sake of those two little boys. Last thing I want to talk about. Did you watch Next Gen NYC?
I did, and I love. You know what's so funny? That was one of those shows where I was like, "Do I need this?" And then I watched it, and I was like, "I need this."
Yes,
and then I was
but what got you? What drew you in? Because for me, I wasn't going to watch it at all. First episode aired, I was like, no. Then I started seeing the clips of Ariana talk about Kim Zolciak, and I said, and now I have to watch.
Okay, it was not, okay, mine was also Ariana Biermann, but not so much like about Kim. It was her aura of like being, when she said like, when I saw like the pee, when I saw the subway and it smelled like pee and cigarettes, I was like, this is my place. I was like, okay, this is Kim Zolciak reincarnated. Because Kim Biermann is so much different than Kim Zolciak. I always tell people like, you don't want
That's a good point.
Like Biermann back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. You want Kim Zolciak like chain smoking, drinking in the middle of the day. Big Papa, like, buying the Escalade for $60K. Like, that is what you want. And like Ariana Biermann isn't like fully like that, but she gives me like an essence of that that's like so fresh. And I'm like, oh, I need more of her. Like, I love her. And that's what got me.
That's such a good distinction. Such a good distinction. I love that. Well, I too became a fan. Loved every moment of it. Looking forward to season 2. Hoping that they really do Next Gen LA. Hoping that it has the same. I'm not going to say Next Gen NYC was like that authentic, but we do know the friendship that happened between Riley and Ariana was. So
which was so cute, and they're living together allegedly.
I know. No, you're right. Let's get into that. Let's get into the breakup. What I was going to say is I do hope that they have an LA version, and I hope it has some of the authenticity and just drama, but not like as forced drama. We know that it didn't feel overly produced, and so I'm hoping we get some of that. It is LA. But to your point, yes, Riley posted on Ariana's IG post that she can't wait for them to live together. So alluding to the fact that, yes, they're going to be roommates, which is so good for season 2, which we know that they are now filming. But the reason Riley made that comment is because Ariana and Hudson broke up. They announced this on social media. Did you see this coming? What were you like when I kind of felt like I saw it coming, but maybe for messy reasons, because Ariana has no money and he's rich, and so I was like, she couldn't really move to New York without Hudson.
I don't know.
Now she good.
I feel like when I saw them on the show, they seemed solid, but then I have to remember that they're like 24, and you never end up with that person you were with at like 23, 24,
Very
especially
true.
when you're living. I think that happens when you live in like Kansas City or like whatever, a small town in Texas, or like, you know, a small town where there's like a great strip mall and like a great Target and you have nothing else to do but date each other. But I don't think that happens when you live in New York, LA, Miami, Chicago. I just do not think that happens. I think it's like very easy to like not find the next, but to like realize you don't need something and that there's more of that out there. There's more hope that there's more out there. So like if something doesn't feel right and you don't want to that. And then I feel like also there's more temptation in the streets are saying that he may have cheated. That's just allegedly.
I know. I heard that too. I heard that allegedly too. Yes.
So
but
like
kudos to them for being disrespectful in the announcement, or at least saving it for season 2. Okay.
Right. Because now I need all the tea. And then on top of it, it's like, was Hudson going to pay all of Kim Zolciak's bills for the rest of his life? Like, I could tell he was over that. And then her having champagne taste on a beer diet, I can't. Like, if I were Hudson, I'd be like, absolutely not. That's just not happening.
Apparently, I saw, maybe it was page 6 or something, that Kim is dating somebody new who's wrapped up in $100 million divorce, which means she's dating somebody with money.
Which I am so happy she's back in her sugar baby bag. Like,
Kim Zolciak.
Everyone's been like, oh my God, how could she? I'm like, this is who she is, guys. Like, what are you talking about? This is
let's
totally
not
fine.
forget, wasn't Big Papa allegedly married? I'm not saying that this guy is. He's obviously in the middle of a divorce, but still is. See what I'm saying? To your brilliant point, Kim Zolciak is back. Kim Biermann is no longer with us.
Right.
Is she officially divorced? Do we know?
She's not, and a part of me wonders if she can afford to get divorced.
Interesting.
One
divorce at a time. One divorce at a time. Well, that is it for us. Guys, we gave you a quick, short episode here on Morally Corrupt today, but Farai, you've been so amazing. You have to come back so we can do a longer episode. Has to be in person when I'm not on the road traveling, which I'm hoping to do less of, but I've so enjoyed your hot takes, even making me rethink certain things.
Like
about
what?
Some of these Bravo celebrities. Well, the Kim Zolciak, Kim Biermann thing is a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I have a little bit more empathy. I'll say sympathy. I'm not going to go as far as empathy for Wendy and Eddie. I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I need to reserve some of the criticism. And most of my criticism is just disappointment because I like Wendy. And I'm like, we were rooting for you. How dare you? You know, because I feel like those women pile up on her for no reason at times. Yes, she can be cocky, but I kind of like that for the show. So anyways, mine's just wrapped up in disappointment. But yes, you're making me think about certain things. I kind of a hard stance on some of these people.
That's what I'm here for as an influencer. I'm here to influence.
Ooh, well, I've been influenced, and so hopefully somebody else has as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, you'll have to come back. Of course, you guys make sure you tune in Friday for our recap of everything that's going on. We've got I almost said Miami because I still wish it was with us, but Potomac, Salt Lake City, Orange County. On Friday, Callie and I will be covering that. Until then, guys, have a safe week, and we will see you then. Bye.